Hey guys, it's Clay from the Procrastinating Musician. I'm here today with a quick little video tip for you. I'm using Studio One now to record, and this past weekend, I was recording a band, 2 acoustic songs with the band, and they were just playing it straight through. We weren't doing overdubs or anything like that. So basically, it was just an open air performance, and the idea was for them to play it and play it again and play it again and play it again, because they were going to use this particular song or songs to a video that they were putting together. So basically my job was to capture the recordings and capture the best take, but not lose any of the takes, because you never know when you're going to have a golden take, the winner that they're going to use. So my job was just to capture these takes. And the way I did it in Studio One is pretty simple. So here I am. I have all my tracks. And over here in layers, the key here is layers. And if I click on this layer area, you'll see that I have multiple layers that I've labeled take 1, take 2, 3, 4, and so forth down the line. Now, if I click into these individual layers, take 1, you'll notice that the waveforms change. That's take 1. And here's take 2. And take 3. So I didn't record one long session. I mean, that would have been sort of inefficient, because I would have had to go in and chop up the individual takes, chopped all the tracks, and then, it would just be kind of a nightmare to kind of label. So using layers in Studio One seemed to work for me, and I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. So the key is that here are all my tracks. Not a whole lot, but enough, for the performance. And the idea is to take all these tracks and drop them into a folder. As you see, I have one folder. All my tracks are grouped. And the single key is using this little button here called Group Tracks. With that on, anything I do to these tracks, it does it to all of them. So if I, for example, if I make an edit here, it slices them all. All right. So that goes to say, that goes the same as using the layers as well. So if I create a new layer, click on layers and say add new layer, boom, I've just created a new layer for every one of these tracks, instead of going to each individual track and saying add new layer, add new layer. That could take up a lot of time. This is a lot more efficient. So if I click on that, I can go back to the original take, or any of the takes that I was working on. So I'm going to quickly show you how to do that in a new song here. So I'm going to close this. I'm not going to save it. And we're going to create a new song. Call it whatever you like. New song, I don't care. So we have a blank slate here. So let's create a handful of tracks. Click the plus button. I'm just going to create 6 tracks. Seems good. We'll start there. And I'm going to name each one just for the sake of naming it. Let's call this kick. And we'll call the next one snare, hi-hat, I hate, overhead left, overhead right, and finally the room. All right, I'm going to close the mixer here for a second. I don't need the browse open either. All right, so here are our tracks, and I can click on each one individually. Now the next thing you need to do is to select all your tracks, and we're going to pack them in a folder. So the way you do that, with all of them selected, right click, say pack folder. Easy as that. Boom, now they're all in a folder. If I click this little icon, it shows me all my tracks. And I can rename the folder if I want to. I just call this tracks, whatever you name it, it's fine. So again, I can select each individual track, but in this case, I want to select all the tracks this time. All right, so this time I will click on the group tracks icon. Now if I click anything here, it selects them all. All right, so that's it. That's the hard part. The hard part's done. Now it's just a matter of creating the layers, or the takes, if you will, for each of these tracks. And you can do it in one fell swoop by opening the inspector. Here's our layer. We already have layer 1, so we'll just consider that to be take 1. I'm just going to rename that to be take 1. All right. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and enable all these things. So now I'm ready to record. The band goes, says, all right, let's go. Hit the record button, and they start playing. Boom, chick, do, 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 do. There's my song. Song is done. Okay, that was great. That was a good take. Let's do another one. So quickly, as the band's getting ready to do another one, you still got your group tracks here. You come over here, click on that, on layers, choose add layer. There you go. You have take 2 ready. I'm going to rename it just to say take 2, since I have the time, since the band's kind of resetting. All right, Clay, we're ready to record. I'm ready too. Hit the record button. And now we're recording. Boom, chick, doing our song. Boom, boom. The song's done. Okay. Again, let's do one more. We want to do one more, Clay. That's fine. I can do it quickly. Click on layers, add layer, rename it, just for the sake of renaming. I call this one take 3. Reset the recording. Recording's rolling. Go ahead and play. And then you play their song. Good. The song's done. Now you notice one thing. I started the recording. You didn't hear a click track. Because it was an open air acoustic thing, we didn't play to a click track. That wasn't the idea here. It was just to capture the performance of all of them playing at once, not to a click track. So the idea of creating all these takes, all these layers, if you will, is not to comp the best take. Take the best snare performance out of each take and make one big song. That's not the idea here. The idea is to capture the take overall, and then we'll go through and analyze each take of the performance and take the best one. We're not comping here. We're just capturing each take in its entirety quickly and efficiently, and then we can go back and edit the take that we think is worth the best editing and our time spent editing that particular take. So now the band's done recording. And say, let's listen to take 1. No big deal. Tracks are still selected, still grouped. Over here to layers, switch to take 1. Boom, there's take 1. I can play it. There's my. All right, so there it is. Let's listen to take 2. No problem. All right, let's take 2. And now we're recording. Boom, chick, boom. That was take 2 right there. Take 3. How's that? That looks awesome. Recording's rolling. Go ahead and play, and then you play their song. All right, so that's the best take, and that's the idea. So we figure out take 3 is the best take, and we can start editing take 3. So that's the tip for the day: how to capture full takes when we're recording like an acoustic band, recording a full performance, and get each take on a new layer. So you're recording efficiently and quickly in the heat of the moment. Okay? Hope you learned something today. Take care and have a good night.